Hello Rec Room players, and I'm live streaming the Western template today. And I'm building this template because I've heard a lot back from the community. Hello Rec Room players, and I'm I heard a lot back from the community that they would like a Western template. So what I'm doing is I'm building a basic template on just Western theme buildings. And I'm going to put a couple things in there, but I'm going to allow you guys to change it up however you like. All the buildings are separate, so you can easily move them around and edit them as you please. Right now, today, I'll be working on the saloon, and it's really big because I know that a lot of people would want to spend a lot of time in here, and usually in kind of like tight spaces, it's kind of hard for people to spend some time in such a condensed space. So that's why I'm making this one really, really big. This one's going to be like 2-story levels. It's going to have a side story here where they can hang out on this side, or they can hang out on this side. But it's going to be relatively open so that people can, they don't feel like claustrophobic, and they feel like they can just hang out and like spend some time in this building. Whereas the other ones are kind of tight. So if I went into this room, it's kind of tight, as you can see. Got the jail. Yeah. So, and then this one as well. This one's the first one I did. And this is the bank here. Some of you guys actually saw me actually doing the bank, creating the bank. It still needs some touches, but it's pretty much almost done. So, but I'm going to do details later. So I'm going to come back and do details once I know how much space I have. And at the moment, I have this much space. I'm only using 15% of the room. And I'm probably going to build like about 3 more buildings. And then I'm going to probably call it good. And then I'm going to build the terrain around the template map. And then what I'm going to do is going to kind of build a centerpiece, basically, so that people can actually experience walking into a southwestern theme map. I'm probably going to make some horses, some carriages, some rolling hay, tumbleweeds. So I'm going to have a little bit of that going on so people can like really mess around, and I'll have some costumes as well, so that'll be kind of fun too. Alright, I'm going to take a look at my comments right now. Hello everyone! Everybody's saying hi, so I'm saying hi back. Oh, it's laggy? Alright, super laggy right now. Alright. Let me work with that at the moment. I'll get right back to you guys. Okay, I'm gonna put myself on mute, and I'm gonna see if I can figure out the lag. Alright, welcome back guys. Okay, so let me know if the lag is continuing. Is it really bad right now? Oh, it is kind of bad. Okay. Let me know if it actually comes back, if it's going to start working a little bit better. because I kind of switched the settings up, and I'm wondering if that was the issue here. Alright, so still very laggy for you guys, right? Ah, still laggy. Okay, I'm not sure what that is. I'm wondering if it's my internet. Alright. Well, I'll continue. Hopefully it just starts working a little bit better. I did change some of the settings. Oh, it's better now? Great. Great. Oh, wait. It's kind of, is it pixelated? It looks kind of pixelated, guys. It's pixelated. Okay. I'm fixing that right now. Alright, now let me see. Better? Oh no, it's still pixelated. No, let's give it some moment. It might be catching up. Laggy now. Lag now. Okay. Shoot, technical issues, you guys. Sorry. Sorry about this. Alright, what about now, you guys? Is this a little bit better? Try restarting the stream. Not too lagging. Better. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Alright. I'll check in a moment, but I'll continue working on this room right now, and I'll just talk a little bit here. Thank you for staying with me on that. Ah, too much lag. Alright, so right now I'm working on the saloon. I hope you guys like it so far. I'm gonna fix a couple of things because I've got this kind of like detail here going on, and I probably want the same thing going on here. And I probably like switch out these areas because I was just kind of like measuring stuff out and seeing how I actually like it. So basically I was just trying to build a full structure, see how big I want it, because I want the saloon to be pretty big in general because of the because of people they want to spend more time in a more open space, and it's the best way to do that. I'm gonna just check on my comments here. Great. I'm glad you guys like it so much better. And we're not experiencing too much lag at the moment, are we? So that's good. All right. So the thing is that I actually had a cold this week. So if my voice is a little off, that is why. But I'm getting a lot better, so it's not a problem at all right now. But if my voice sounds a little bit off, that is it's because I got sick this weekend. Not this weekend, but this week. So, all right, I'm going to get started here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you some things because I know that a lot of people like to start off setting up their rooms. And I know I've done this in a couple of other streams, but I'm going to show you guys anyway because I had a lot of people asking me about, oh, how do you fly in your rooms, and how do you set up your roles, and how do you like set up different options and change the sky. Okay, so I'm just gonna do that real quick. So I'm gonna open up my watch here, and then I'm gonna go to this room. And when you go to this room, you want to go to setup, And if you want, you know, like your creator, your co-creators, and your host to actually fly in the room and nobody else, what you could do is go to roles, and then you go to and I set up a role called VIP. So when you add a role, let's just call this VIP2. All right, so I have VIP2. So I'm going to actually create the settings for VIP2. And I want them to move, yes. I want them to be able to switch teams. I want their roll-off voice to be like about 50. I want them to be able to fly. I want them to be able to pick up anything they want. And I want them to be able to see players' names. Okay? And then I go back to permissions, and I can add those roles by going to miscellaneous. And then since I added already VIP, I can edit and add VIP2 here. VIP2, if I put in VIP2, and then I can add it there, but I'm not going to do that. So, and then I can get rid of this one by pressing X. So I did that for co-creator and host and creator. So if I didn't want everybody to fly in the room, I would just make sure that in roles that everyone can't fly. But I want them to fly it now. But if I had a map that I didn't want them to fly, they won't be able to fly in the map. All right? Okay, here's another one. If you want to change the skybox, go to General Settings, go to Subroom Settings, and then you have Current Mood. And you can change the current mood by just clicking on these buttons here. As you can see, changing. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. I like to work on a sunny day, but I usually like change the mood after I'm done working so I can like see all the details that I'm working on and just going from there. Okay, so at the moment I'm going to take a look at my comments here. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm going to get started here. I'm going to go to right now, this building is a group. Okay, I'm moving this group. It's a group. It's on Snap right now. I can find Snap on my maker pen on the upper hand left hand corner. If I just clicked off Snap, so I can like move it however I want to freely. But if I wanted to put it back on Snap, I just click on Snap, go to my settings in my palette, and then rotate it at 90 degrees, and then I rotate it back into place. So it's actually back on the grid, and then I'll just bring it back down to the ground level. All right, and then I'm just going to go back into Edit. So when I go into Edit, and I just clicked Edit, I can see that it can select all these individual shapes, and I can only do that if I actually select Edit. Now, if I wasn't in Edit and I wasn't done settings, I wouldn't be able to create anything within this group. I can create things on top of this group, select it with this group, and move things around, but I kind of want to keep it all in one group. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Edit, and then I'm going to create within this group. Now here's the trick too. So when you want to create things as much as you want in one group, because it actually saves space in your room. If you have like multiple different groups, like if you just make a square somewhere in the map and you press done, that actually takes up more space than actually having a whole bunch of squares in one group. So those are the like little tricks there. All right, I'm gonna start building here. Okay, so I'm gonna create little notches here because I just want it to look a little bit neater here, and it's just not at the moment. And I'm gonna probably redo this whole thing right here and just make it one shape, because you can see like the shape here is just like all over the place, and make this one shape as well. So it's gonna look a lot nicer. It's actually gonna save me a lot of space too. All right, so you can already see that actually looks a lot better, right? I'm gonna take a look at my comments. Yeah, I'm a creator off Rec Room. I actually I professionally design user interface designs, and I'm a user experience designer professionally. I'm also a consultant. I do that. I do a lot of that work for a lot of different people and a lot of different companies. So, I just love designing. It's just my thing. So I've been only in the industry for about 3 years now, though. But I have a master's of fine arts in graphics and human computer interaction. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to make it to the same grid width. So I want it to be like just about that much so I can blend it well with this shape here. Go ahead and blend that. Actually, I'm going to redo that. Actually. So because this is a saloon, I want to keep the same door width, but I kind of want to also be able to like make this door a little bit different. I want to make it wider. I want to add some flapping doors out coming out of this area. And I want to make it a little more fun because it's the saloon, right? Like everybody loves the saloon. Everybody comes here, they eat here, and they drink here, and they like, they could sleep here. So like this is the funnest place in this town. So we need to make this like pretty cool, right? So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. What I'm gonna do here. Actually, make this a lot wider. Probably gonna make it. Still keep it the same door width. I want to keep it really consistent with the other doors. Alright, I'm going to check my comments real quick. Yeah, okay. Alright. So I know that this is the door, right? But let's see if we can actually make this door a little bit different than the rest, but try to keep it like that that Western theme, right? So I'm actually going to delete that. Go to create, go to my settings, go to 10 centimeters. I'm going to choose my colors. I'm probably going to go for a dark, actually. And I'm probably going to make these darker too. Alright, I'm going to clone this. Just measuring out, just making sure I'm measuring out correctly. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create. Alright, and then I'm going to clone this here. And create here. Alright, hold on. I'll just make that. Not sure how I'm making this. We'll just rotate this. Alright, I'm at 90 degrees. I'm turning to 15 degrees. Alright, just making sure that this looks kind of like even and fun. Go back into create. I'm at a 10 centimeter grid. Alright. Alright, go back to recolor. Go back to settings, recolor. It's pretty good. Let's see. Delete this. Maybe I'll just make this a little bit less of a slope. That looks pretty good. Alright, so now that I have that, I'm going to bring this whole shape a little bit closer to this. And I'm going to do this by selecting this whole area, go back into my settings, go into 1 centimeter grid, and then bringing this closer. Oops. Moving. We need to move this tool. Okay. There we go. And then in the meantime, so you move that. All right. Move this a little bit closer. Okay. Yeah, looks pretty good. All right, taking a look at my comments right now. Okay, so I'm gonna go back into create, go into orange, and just because I'm doing an orange theme. And I can change the colors however I like. Anybody can change the colors however they like. It's just really up to you guys. Go. I'm just gonna bring this all the way up here. All right, and then I'm gonna clone this shape and just drag it onto the other side. Pretty good there. And then I'm also gonna go into this shape. All right. Well, that's a little bit thicker than I wanted it. We don't want that because we're not going to blend it very well. We want to keep it to a 1 centimeter grid. All right, that's pretty good. I'm just move that back just a little bit. All right, and clone this. Move this just a little bit over. Just making sure that they blend pretty nicely here. We do have some spacing. That's okay. We're going to cover that up. Make sure that we are at 1 centimeter here. Just go a little bit down. Move. Actually, I want to clone this because I want it on the other side as well. It's going to be hard to select that. Go. All right. Pretty awesome there. Great. So we got a really awesome looking door already. I'm going to have like swinging doors here. It's going to be great and pretty fun. A lot of people are going to love that. Meanwhile, since I'm actually have created that, I'm going to go over here and I notice, I'm going to recolor this real quick. I have this full area over here. I would like to make this exactly the same thing. And the best way to do that is to actually select this whole area and then clone it and turn it around and make it that way. So that's what I'm going to do. By doing that, so how I'm going to do that is actually I'm going to select. I'm going to press the select tool. And basically I'm just going to run through it and select everything as much. I'm going to be kind of careful, but pretty much I want everything on this side. I don't have any individual pieces yet quite in here to that I'll accidentally grab. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to brush over here real quick. Just kind of like sorry guys. I'm just holding down the trigger and I'm just like going over all these individual pieces. I'm just selecting everything here. Just making sure I get all these shapes. And you can see how many shapes I used. And I gotta fix that window. But yeah. Because I want a lot of windows. Because if you don't have like a lot of windows in a building, you can see that it just kind of, there's not a lot of light that comes in the building. And it just looks too dark. And that's why I like a lot of windows in my buildings when I make them. So you can probably have seen past Windows examples that I've done. Like, I like a lot of windows. It's like Meriesa likes a lot of windows, and that is very true. Okay, so I accidentally select this area over here, which is okay. I'm just going to deselect that. And then I'm going to select this little area down here. Make sure I select all these in here. Got that. Got that. I missed that. Just going over it pretty at a fine cone just because I need to make sure that I have everything. I don't want to redo this because that would be frustrating. So, alright. I'm not going to copy over this quite yet because I'm just going to do that individually. Alright. So now I'm going to clone this shape. So I cloned this whole shape here. Oh, looks like I got something else too in the process. So it looks like I got this here, which is fine. What I can do is I can just deselect that. I don't want to delete it because then I'll lose my selection, and I don't want to lose my selection right now. So because that would be a mess to reselect again, right? So right now I'm just turning it around. So I turned it around. Oh no! See, I accidentally deselected. I meant to move the shape, but apparently my pointer went through the window and it deselects. So now I have to go back and select everything. It's alright, it just takes some time. We'll just get in here and we'll just select everything again. Happens to everyone. It's like, no! Alright. Okay, just making sure I got everything. Okay, now since I selected everything, I'm going to go back into the move tool, and then I'm going to move it back into place. So just move this. Oh, great. Well, I forgot a bunch of stuff. So, yeah, this is kind of worthless now. Great! I'm just going to go back and reselect my selection. So that happens, you know, a lot. That's okay. I just didn't make sure I selected everything, and that's what happens when you make sure you don't select everything. Alright, here we go again. I'm so sorry, guys. Alright. It doesn't actually take too long. On the new selection tool, this is just like absolutely amazing compared to like a long time ago where you just had to click and select. But this is like really fun. So, make sure we get everything here. Now, the reason why I can't select this building is because I'm in this group. So that's kind of nice. Now, a better way to actually make sure that you check that you have everything selected, you can put on the gray mode. And focus mode is basically what it's called. And I'll do that real quick, just to show you. So I'm going to turn that on real quick. I'm going to go to settings, and it's called Fade World in Edit Mode. You can actually... If you don't want it, you can deselect it, but I'm working in this group, as you can see, and I'm just going to make sure that I have everything selected now, because I don't want that happening again, but if it does, I'll probably just make do. Alright, you sure I have everything selected? Pretty good here, pretty good. Alright, so, just going to do a double check. Alright, I'm going to clone this now. Great. You know, accidentally going through the windows. I'm going to make sure I turn it around just like that. Great. I'm going to move it again. Put it back into place. Now, I want to make sure I'm lining up with the windows because I have this lining up with the windows. I want to make sure that these are lining up with the windows as well. And you can see that it kind of isn't, so it's a little far down. We're going to move this up a little bit. Making sure that this is kind of lining up with this edge, just kind of going back and forth with an eye. If you really want to be persistent, you could actually draw a shape here and make sure that it's actually lining up. But I think it's really close, so I'm not too worried about it. All right, so there we go. That looks pretty good. I'm going to double check real quick before I deselect my object here. Oh, I got it touching here. We might want to do the same. I'm going to move this a little bit closer. Alright, I'm just going to check my windows real quick. It's a little low. I'm going to bring it up. Check them again. Check the top ones. Very good. Very good. Alright. So now I have the other part of my building. So I'm like basically building in kind of want to just do the outside structure. I also want to keep a lot of windows, keep it open so that people don't feel like they're closed in. And And then I'm going to actually keep most of this part open. I'm going to actually keep this top part probably the main sleeping space, but this whole area is just going to be the saloon. It's going to be great. Probably going to have large tables, and you could throw stuff around if you wanted to. Alright, I'm just going to take a look at my comments real quick. Alright, great. So, thank you guys. So I'm gonna keep working here. Let me know if you guys have any like questions of like what you guys can do with your rooms. And at the end, I'll actually show you a special room that I'm working on. It's for the holiday special, and I can give you like a little sneak peek of that. So, but I'll just do that at the end. All right. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna select all of this as well, and clone it and bring it to the other side. But I'm probably not going to have a door. Maybe I could actually have a door back there because, you know, people can go back and forth through the different doors. So I'll probably just keep the door too. All right. I'm going to go to the selection. Wait, maybe I should wait. Yeah, actually I'm going to wait before actually selecting that because I kind of want to create a window here. And this is going to be a very particular window. Color this shape here. So, because it's a little bit different, because I wanted to keep these frames to keep it consistent throughout the whole building, just so that it looks pretty neat. I also want to redo this siding here just a little bit, just so it's a little consistent and it's not like all over the place. Alright, just going to move this over. Alright, go into create. I know that I want my window to be at this height. Sorry, guys. At this height. I'm a little sick. But, move that over. Now, I want my window siding to be at this height. Know that. And, I don't want it to be exactly the same type of window. I kind of want to keep this window a little bit different because it is the saloon, and I kind of want to have its own, like, really nice, interesting theme to it. So I'm actually going to keep a white siding, go to 10 centimeters. Alright, let's see how that looks. It's pretty good. I'm actually going to redo this shape. It's too it's not the proper size. Go back to 1 centimeter. I'm going to get into the shape to make sure that I am at a 1 centimeter. So if I need to blend in that, it won't be that hard. I'm going to go into create again. Go back to 10 centimeters. Go into white. Make sure I have cube selected. Kind of want to keep this window a little bit fancier than the rest. It's not quite touching, that's okay. Alright, so now I'm going to go back into 1 centimeter. I'm going to move these to the edge here. Now I'm going to go into the wedge tool. I'm going to use the wedge tool because I want to kind of create a unique style here. So that's what I'm going to do. But I'm also going to do that at 10 centimeter grid. Ah, great. Rotate. Alright. Go back to move. Do I want it to be like this? I'm just going to test it and look. It's pretty good. What about that? Kind of like that. So I'm actually going to move that over. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into create 1 centimeter, and then I'm going to push this out. Alright, looks kind of nice. Okay, so now that I have that done, I realized that yes, I could make this window a lot bigger, but it's looking kind of weird that it's not matching up with this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to delete these, and I want it actually to be the same size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clone this. Clone again. Make sure I'm going to the edge of this to make it a little more consistent. I know the other ones aren't, but that's okay. Right? And then I'm going to go back into 10 centimeter grid, and I'm going to actually look at this real quick. I'm actually going to copy this style down here. And the reason why I'm doing that is also I'm going to kind of make it a little bit consistent. I kind of want to keep that look. Just going to copy these, but I'm probably going to delete those a little bit later. Clone. Great. Alright, I'm going to go back into my settings, 1 centimeter, and move. So it kind of matches the door, so it kind of like really, there's a relationship. So you want to keep similar relationships within your structures because it looks a little more like it belongs together. It looks like it's a part of the same family. That's a little trick on, that's a little design trick there. Alright, there we go. I'm going to deselect this because I don't want that. I'm going to delete it, and then I'm going to create a new shape, white cube. I'm going to go back at 10 centimeters. Great. 1 centimeter. Make sure I'm not poking out here. Great. Clone. Or maybe I do want to poke out a little bit. Oops. Go back into edit. I just accidentally clicked wire. And when you do that, it puts your whole object into done. So as you can see, like the whole shape is selected. Well, we want to make sure that we're going back into edit so we can get into our individual shapes. And you notice that I have a gray fade in the background. You can remove that by selecting that in settings. So there we go. 1 centimeter. I'm going to pull this out just a little bit. Kind of like that little notch there. Looks pretty nice. Oops, didn't mean to grab that. Move this over. Trying to make them window. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this white. So I'm going to recolor white. And there it looks. Looks pretty nice, right? Alright, so since I have this here, kind of want to keep it with the same kind of theme, but we don't really want the same thing. Okay. Alright. Make this window a little bit different. Move back into create. I'm just going to copy this right here. Great. Alright, that's exactly how tall I want it. And then I kind of want to line it with this here. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to just draw a line here. I'm probably not going to keep that, although I kind of do like that, but not that width. Okay. Just lining it up. Go. And then I'm going to create another ruler. It's basically what I'm doing is I'm just kind of creating rulers here. Select these, clone this over here. clone this. Alright, now I'm going to check the top. It's a little above. Great. So that looks pretty good. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to delete this real quick. And then I'm going to take a look at my comments. All right, let's be considerate of others and not be like that. All right. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm actually gonna take a shape here and go. I want it to be the exact same width as this, but I want to cross it so it looks more like a window. So what I'm gonna do is actually I'm gonna clone this one. Nah, I'm gonna clone this one. I'm not sure if that's actually gonna give me what I want. It might. Just give me a second. Just test this real quick. Oh, it does. Great. Do I like it in the middle? Alright, so I do like it in the middle. And I noticed that these are not high. This one's not high enough. Go. And maybe we just move that over. Over. Okay. I'm going to do a create. I'm just going to go over right here. Not really liking that too much. Probably going to delete that and go for a wedge look actually. And I'm going to open up my palette, go to my wedge tool. Alright. Okay. Just turning that around. It's on 15 centimeters right now. There we go. Kind of liking that. Yeah, so now it looks kind of settled there. Delete this real quick. See what this looks like. Meh, don't like that too much. Alright. Go into cloning this object here. It's not doing exactly what I want it to do. Alright, there we go. Alright, looking at my comments now. Alright, yeah, I'm playing on a Vive Pro. And I am creating I used to use Oculus, so I used to have Oculus. I actually do like Oculus. It's a lot lighter on your head. But right now I use Vive Pro and it's actually really nice too. I don't really have a lot of problems with it other than mic issues sometimes. But that's about it. Yeah, so what have you guys actually, what do you guys use, and how many of you actually create rooms? And if you guys Do you create rooms? Do you guys, could you guys list your rooms out? That'd be kind of cool. I might go back and like go over them and look at the rooms and stuff that you guys mentioned. Yeah, alright. Clone here. Rotate. Oops. Go back into edit. That's not exactly what I wanted. I'm going to scale this a little bit. Alright. So, and we notice that we have like some we call this Z fighting. Kind of don't want that. That's alright. Probably just what I'm going to do is clone this here. And just like turn it around and see if I actually like that, which I don't. Alright. I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just go over it. Make sure. Alright. Looks good, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into create, go into the cube object. Can rotate this. I'm going to clone. I'm going to rotate it the other way. And what am I going to do is I'm probably going to make this a little bit different than this. So what I'll do is I'm going to take this Alright. Alright, I'm gonna make sure that this is blending in with this. Alright, so I have some holes, and that's okay. I'm just gonna cover that up real quick. How am I gonna cover that up? Oh, yeah. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back into create. Alright. Go. That looks pretty good. So now this is going to be a part of the roof, and I'm going to probably make this pretty fancy here, but I'm going to keep it kind of like fancy but Midwestern, kind of like fancy, you know. Alright, I'm just going to take a look at my comments here. Alright, cool. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you like a really unique way to create windows. I'm not exactly sure if any of you guys know about this, but if you do, great. I'm going to share it anyway. I'm going to go to my cube. I'm going to go to settings, 1 centimeter. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to drag it up just like that. Just a small little sliver. I'm going to get that little piece. And then I'm going to clone this. And then I'm going to select these two. And then I'm going to rotate this. Okay, I'm going to deselect this. Oh, wait. Yeah, I'm on rotating. I'll deselect this. And we'll move it, just shift it. Just like that. Select. Move it to in here. So it looks like you have like a little window. It's kind of nice. All right. Now we have that. Looks really nice. It's really good. I'm going to make a wedge now. Okay, wedge. Now, this is going to be a little bit difficult. I do like my wedges though. No, I'll be fine. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start over here. I'm going to make it orange. Create. Alright, making sure that it's at 1 centimeter here. Alright, so it is. I'm actually going to take this, bring it down, and drag it. Trying to blend it in with the other shape as much as possible. Like pushing and pulling my pin backward, just like this. So that's what I'm going to do. Great. Nice. Alright, I'm going to clone this shape. I'm going to rotate it. Move it. And do the exact same thing. Just trying to keep it leveled at the same time. Alright. Still move. Alright. Looks pretty good so far. Alright, that looks pretty good. Alright, so now that we have that, what I might do now is I might clone this. Bring this up. Move this over. It looks a little bit too big. So I probably won't keep that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to look at the shape here. Probably bring it to about here. Could do this too. And then move that over. Seeing how I'm just basically kind of guessing how I like this and see where it goes. I'm not necessarily sure if I'm gonna stick with it. I'm probably not gonna stick with that. So I'm gonna pull this out, keep it at that length, go to create, brown cube. I'm just gonna get in here. I'm going to try to see where this object starts. I'm just going to try to use this as my template, basically. There we go. So I'm going to move this now. Alright, it looks about the same size. Great. I'm going to delete this. And delete that as well. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to see what this looks like when it's tilted. It's a little bit bigger than it should. That's alright. Scale it down just a little bit. Oh wait, scale. Okay. Move. Rotate more. Move. And then I'm going to clone this and move it and do the exact same thing. Move this. Now, the problem is I do kind of like it, but it doesn't feel Western to me. You know what I mean? It just doesn't. So I don't think this is going to work. I'm probably going to delete that. It was kind of a, a guess. What happened, guys? All right, guys. I actually don't feel like this is more this pointy style is Midwestern because it doesn't seem that way. Although what I can do is I can just tilt this a little bit. Maybe I'll just go back to straight. Just gonna try a couple things out here. Move this over. I'm gonna clone. Actually, I'm not gonna clone. I might just leave it at that. And then what I can do is I could have a sign on top of here that says the saloon. So I could make the sign on top of here and it will be like the saloon, you know? And that could be the thing. I also could make a kind of a drop down drape just like this over here along the whole side, just so it feels more it breaks it up more, so this feels like a top floor and then this also feels like even a higher floor. So so since I think that would work if I actually have a sign here, that will look really nice. All right. Back to work. I'm actually gonna create another wedge similar to this one here, but I'm actually going to cover this area up here just so that it looks like it's going down and up. Or maybe just a smaller one. Maybe I'll do a smaller one. Okay, I'll do a smaller one. I'm just like second guessing myself. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go back into the wedge. Here we go. Now, I don't want it to cover like this whole area. I could, but I can also bring it down just a little bit. So it feels more like it's Midwestern. Or maybe I should have it smaller. I might need to make it smaller. I probably make it smaller. Alright, delete. Create. Yeah, wedge. Because then it would start looking like too much like a barn. And I don't really want to look like a barn. But I'm going to see what happens if I just extend this. There we go. See what that looks like? Looks pretty good. And then I'm gonna clone this. See what happens if I like lift it. See what this looks like. I'll just keep it low. See how this goes. Do I like that? Kind of like that. Alright, I might do that. The only issue with doing that is that I have this gap here. Let's see. Maybe that's alright? Yeah, I think that's fine. Alright. Go and create. Alright. Looks a little bit better. Looks nice. So what I'm going to do now is I'm also going to create a shape here. Oh wait, I don't want to create a wedge. What I want to create is a cube. Get in here. All right. Maybe. So I'm not actually liking it. Maybe I'll just keep it low and still go out. So I'm gonna scale this a little bit. Move to the side. Kind of want it to come out this area because that looks nice there. Probably gonna scale it up a little bit more. I'm gonna move it over. All right. I'm just gonna take a look at my comments. All right, so what's gonna happen is that this is actually, the saloon is actually gonna be a bar in here. There's gonna be an actual big bar in here. There's gonna be tables and so forth, and there's gonna be like stairs right here. There's gonna be like two staircases going up into this area. This area up here is going to be a little bit open. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a just only a half width here, basically a half shape, and it's just going to be another balcony area, but it's going to leave enough space in here that it feels like it's open enough so that people can they don't feel like it's claustrophobic or anything, so they can actually spend some time in the saloon. So that is the reason why I made it so big, because I know a lot of people are going to want to spend some time in here. Also, this is going to be the upper area where there's going to probably only be like about 4 bedrooms, but there'll probably be another staircase coming up this way and then going into those rooms here. So but I didn't see the point of making more rooms, because I know that a lot of people don't actually spend a lot of time in rooms. They just like bedrooms, if you make a closed space bedroom, a lot of people actually, they just go in, they take a look around, and then they leave. Just something I noticed. But if you keep it like open enough, like a lot of people will stay. That's just something I've noticed about maps that I've built. People like to be outside because it's open, but they like to look at everything too. So yeah, you can see that this got a little bit out of hand. I'm gonna have to redo this, but now that I know what kind of shape I want, that's okay. That's all right. Okay, so let's see. All right, so I do want to copy this whole area over and turn it around and bring it this way, but the only issue with doing that is that I have these like individual parts in here, and that's gonna make it difficult. So I'm actually gonna clone this. Actually, I'm gonna select it. I'm gonna use this as my template. Okay, so I know that on the grid, as you can see, this is why I'm actually redoing this, because this is not nice. So since on the grid, on the wedge tool, it's like facing this way and then going that way, as you can see, like the shape will go that way. I'm gonna turn that to that side so I can easily copy that. This is gonna be my little template for making that shape. Little trick there. All right, here we are. All right, I'm gonna deselect. Go back into my open palette. So I'm going to click the wedge tool and I want it to be brown. All right. So, okay. So I'm just going to copy the length of this. Turn around real quick. All right, there we go. Okay, so now I have my one solid shape. I'm gonna go ahead and delete these here. Turn this around. Maybe I need it to be more like, no, that was right. All right, moving this back into place. Very nice. Nice and snug, as you can see. Much better. Much, much better. Okay, so now I'm going to do the exact same thing with this. I'm going to select this. I'm going to clone it. This is like, you can see that this is not ideal because they're not lining up here correctly. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this as my template. I'm going to go into create, go into cube. All right, I'm just trying to copy the width here. All right, there we go. Gonna move this back into place here. I'm gonna delete this now. All right. Go ahead and move this into place. Much better. Much, much better. Yeah. A lot nicer. All right, so since I did that, I'm actually going to copy this and drag it down. And I know that this is kind of like separated, but I kind of want to keep that consistency. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this area down here. And I'm going to select this here. And then I'm going to go to clone. Right. Just placing it back into place. Trying to make it look like I'm getting in there. What I need is move this back a little bit. Alright, so I know that this is where this should be. Okay. Alright, let's undeselect. That looks a lot better. I am going to pull this out. Great. So now that that is done, I'm going to delete this now. I don't need this. Okay, so we have an issue with the bevel shapes. Kind of. kind of showing through there. We can cover that up, which I will do. I'll cover that up. And you can see that. Let's make sure, yeah. You notice that this this wall here is a little bit out compared to this one, so we need to kind of like fix that. So what's going to happen is I'm going to select this one here. Just trying to make it all even. I usually make stuff and then I'll go back and fix it. Just to see how I like the structure, do I like where it's going, and then refine. I don't usually spend too much time on one thing that I might delete later. Alright, looks pretty good. Yep. Alright, now this one's turn. I just pointed my my select tool out into the open so that now I have that deselected. I'm going to go back in here and select this one and do the exact same thing. Select, just brush over here, just real quick. Alright. So how many of you actually make custom rooms? Do you guys make custom rooms? Are you guys interested in creating a little bit more? Just gathering some tips right now. What kind of tips would you like to have? And also, if you guys have used the Maker Pen before, what kind of tools do you guys want for the Maker Pen? Head. Move this up a little bit. Just trying to line this up with this. Good, good. Oh, I'm too far off. Lining. Good. Alright, I'm going to take a look at my comments real quick. Yeah, like a lot of people want glass. Like, what kind of textures of glass, and why do you want glass? I know, like, it's obvious why people would like glass, but just kind of just state your reason, and then express like what you want, like what creative things you want to make with glass besides windows. Alright, since I've actually done this already, and I've done a lot of work already, I should definitely save the room. Now, if you guys didn't notice, there is a backup save. So you can find your backup save if you go to this room, go to details, and you can find that in restore. I'm actually gonna save this one right now. Oh, I don't want to restore actually. Yeah, I almost did that. We want to save. That's what I'm doing. Alright, so if you want to go back to a backup save, you go to restore. And they usually have a backup save at some point. Well, I don't have a backup save because I've been saving a lot, but I didn't save a lot there for a little bit, but usually when you like drop your pen or do something, it usually does a backup save, but you can actually find backup saves in here, and it's actually saved me a lot of time, a lot of extra work. But it's always good to save, as if you feel like you've done like more than 15% work, then save. That is something that everybody should do, is save all the time. Alright, I'm going to now go back into edit mode, because once you save, it goes into a group mode, and as you can see when I'm selecting it, it's like selecting the whole thing. So I'm going to go back into edit mode. I clicked on edit, so now I can select all these individual shapes. And then for those who have just joined or weren't here for the first part of the stream, I mentioned that if you keep all your shapes in one group, then you actually save a lot more space than having individual groups all over the place. You'll save a lot more space. So you want to do as much work in one group and not have like a whole bunch of different things. So if you were creating a fence, for example, you want to do it all at once, not go and press done and then do another post, press done and another post, and then select them and then resize them. That's actually going to take up all your space in your room. So what you want to do is like do it all at once in one group, because that is going to save you so much space and you can put so much more in your room. All right. Go ahead and clone this. Bring this a little bit closer to that. All right. All right. So now that I'm done with that, delete this here. I'm actually going to select all of this. All of it. So, I'm going to go back into selection, and I'm going to hopefully I make sure I select everything, because that is going to suck. And I know that I have a window. Oh, see? That's a little off there. I'm going to have to go back and fix that. That's alright. It's a small fix, so it's not too bad. Just selecting everything here. And I know I've got like a lot of little parts in here, so I just want to make sure I'm having all of this selected as much as possible. Going back over. So when I work alone, I usually listen to music. Otherwise, I just have people in the room with me, and they just, you know, talk a lot, which is fun too. I don't usually have more than 10 people in the room when I'm building, because it causes issues sometimes. So I tend to only have at least, ooh, see, I'm missing a window there. It's not good. Only tend to have just so many people in the room at sometimes. So that's why I'm like live streaming, because I know a lot of people want to hang out with me when I'm building, because they want to learn. So this gives them the opportunity to like basically hang out with me and learn how to build too, and come up with unique ways and tricks how they could create their rooms faster, easier, and more efficient. So yeah, and hopefully you guys like these live streams too. Alright, I'm just gonna get in here, make sure I have all these selected. Okay. Alright, I think that looks good. Make sure I'm double check this window. This one has like a lot of little shapes in here. Alright, good. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and clone this. I'm on Snap. That's good. Woohoo! Look at that! Alright, I'm going to turn this around now. Make sure that I'm turning it from a solid shape instead of like a window where my pointer can go through and I had to go back into reselection. That's no fun. Alright. Okay, I'm just turning this around real quick. Alright. There we go. And then moving it back into place here. Okay. Alright, I'm just gonna double check this. Checking my windows here, looking at making sure that they're matching. Making sure that these are matching. So that looks actually pretty good. I'm gonna deselect now. And since that was actually a lot of work, I'm going to go ahead and save my room. Save. Alright, so now that I saved, I don't have to worry about losing all that work. I'm just going to check my comments real quick. Yeah, go ahead and mention your rooms in here, and I will actually go ahead and go through them. Not on stream, actually. That would take too long. Yeah, go ahead. If you guys want me to check out your rooms, go ahead and mention your rooms in here, and I can go ahead and go through those rooms after this stream. Later after the stream, though, like not after the stream, but at the end of the stream, I'm gonna show you a sneak peek of the Rec Holiday special, and you guys can see like how I built that. So I really want to show you that, and it's gonna be kind of cool to see that too. So get in here and start finishing up. So I like where this is at. I like how this is going, but because it's overextending on this side, I'm actually going to delete it and redo it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and delete. Wait, I don't want to delete. Look, you can see the whole thing's already like highlighted. We don't want to delete that. Otherwise, we have to go back into restore. And yeah, so we're just going to go back into edit mode here. Now I can select all my shapes, and then I'm going to delete this shape. Also going to delete this shape as well. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and go into create, go into wedge. I'm going to start from where I like it to be. Okay, I'm going a little bit off, so I know that. It's alright. Since I'm going a little bit off on the other side, I'm going to do half the side over here. There we go. Ah, dang. Might have to redo that. Dang. Okay, that's alright. Go into create. Good. Cool. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and move this down. Great. So now I have this edge. I like this edge because it gives a like more dimension to the building, and it allows to give contrast between the shape and the shape, kind of separating the shapes even though that there are only two different shapes here. When you look at from afar, it looks really nice because if it was just showing the brown part, it would look over just look too flat, right? But we still want to keep the flat style because it's kind of like the Midwestern style. But we kind of want to also try to break it up as much as possible, but still keeping that style. Okay, I want to make sure that this side's okay. Alright, it's not. We're going to scale this down just so slightly. Otherwise I have to redraw this, and I don't want to do that. Alright, move it down. Very nice. So, as you can see here, like I have these like issues, like I have got some of these popping out and stuff like that. It's okay. We can actually go ahead and go and refine those shapes. That's fine. Just plopping it back in place. Just trying to make it even tone. Like you can see, like this is kind of getting in the way over here. Don't want that. We don't want that one. We want this one. Whoops, my bad. Okay. Alright, and we notice that we've got some shapes coming in here. So what we can do, just double checking here. Not all perfect. That's alright. Alright, I'm going to have to redraw this shape. Okay. Otherwise I can select all of this again and pull it out, but I don't think that's actually going to benefit me very much at this point. What can happen, I'm just going to move this up. Because I had to like switch it, and it would be nice if we have a mirror tool, but it will come out at some point. That mirror tool will come out at some point. I'm going to delete the shape. I'm going to go back into refining the edges now. As you can see, like, we have some things a little bit different. We want to keep things kind of similar to each other. It's kind of like broken up there. I kind of want to keep it all like pretty similar, so I'm just going to go back and refining. It looked pretty good before too, but I like to keep things a little bit more consistent. Otherwise it still looked pretty good, but let's just try to keep everything consistent as much as possible. Okay, great. I'm gonna go ahead and create orange. Just gonna keep this at a small area here. Alright, just making sure that it's really thin so I can push it back into maybe making this look more blend in a little bit more with everything else. Great, looks good. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna do something with this edge here, and I'm gonna do a more of a porch area. So it's gonna like cover a lot of this, these edges here. All right. So meanwhile, I'm going ahead and I'm going to select this one as well, and I'm going to push it down. Alright, so it looks pretty even there. Also looking even here as well. So since we have that, let's see. I'm going to experiment a little bit. This might be too big, but let's see what happens. So I'm gonna try to place this over here. Go ahead and move this. Yeah, way too big, as I figured. Alright, that's alright. That's alright. That's okay. So, but how big is it? How big is it? Alright, delete. So that's alright. What we can do, it's a simple trick, so what we can do is just take this and clone it. And just line that up, so we're gonna bring that in just a little bit, just so that we have this kind of like edge here. And I'm gonna look around. That's getting in the way of our interior. Let's go in here. We're gonna redo our interior. Okay. Alright, looks good. Okay, so now I'm going to come over here, deselected that by selecting at the sky, and go ahead and back into selection, and cloning. Go ahead and clone. Alright, so that I have that clone now. I'm actually got that edge there, that's what I wanted. Okay, pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and deselect. Okay, so, right, alright, we're gonna go ahead and delete this. I don't like that at all. Okay, it's alright. Don't know what this is for. We're gonna delete. Just gonna make sure I'm not deleting the wrong thing here. Is this what I think it is? It is. It is what I think it is. Okay, I can't delete that. That's alright. We'll just do something else there. Okay. I wanted to delete that, but that would have been bad. Alright, so I'm going to clone this. I'm going to go ahead and rotate this. Go ahead and move this down below. Let's go ahead and move this back. Okay, I'll move this back a little bit more. No, no. I think I might have to rebuild that shape. Sucks. Now I can see that this is different, actually. I can see that I obviously did not get it perfect. This top part is a little off. That's a problem, actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go back into my color mode. I'm gonna go into my settings here. I'm gonna do a ruler right now to see if I can fix this problem. I will fix this problem. Alright, so I'm going to basically just draw this out. Okay, got that lining up right there. I'll go ahead and clone this area right here. Now the reason I wanted it to line up, the reason why I lined it up the way I did beforehand is because I'm trying to get the windows to line just perfectly. And you can see that these windows are just a little bit off. That's a problem. Alright, why are those off? Just so slightly. These ones are a little off too, so I just need to move this one back. So is this one? No, that's because it's the same building, so it has to be the same problem there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to analyze for a moment here and make sure that I have this right. Because if I end up moving this, then that would be an issue. Now what I can do is, it might not be the windows at all. It's probably the walls. That's okay. I can probably extend the walls out a little bit more. And then center it just a little bit. Maybe. Maybe not. Hold on. I'm just going to take a look at my comments here real quick. Yep, I'll check out all the rooms. Just go ahead and post your rooms, like a Zelda quest. Yeah, I'll check that out for sure. I think I actually seen it. Yep, for sure. Great. So right now I'm gonna go back into building. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to extend this here. And put this here to mark where I need to put stuff here. I'm going to go ahead and select this whole area. Alright, moving this over. Oh wait, I didn't want to move that over. I want to get off 10 centimeter and be on 1 centimeter. Trying to make sure my windows line up. All right. Didn't move it much over. That's enough. It's enough. Okay. Go ahead and move this over. We just want to keep it as even as possible. So, have you guys like learned any like unique tricks and tips like how to like improve and build your rooms? Just let me know. I hope it's helping. So, all right, I'm gonna go back into orange. That's red. Just gonna get in here real quick. So, you can see that my window is off on this side. Okay, so what that means is that I need to actually have it this way. And honestly, I think it's just not completely lining up. For sure. Wick. How did Wick get in here? Alright, we have a guest. Alright, Wick.
Hi. Okay, I didn't actually expect for this to happen. I was just doing a little bit of a test to see if I could use RecNet to bypass the need for an invite.
Okay. Alright, sorry, Wick, but would you be so kind to leave?
Yeah, I don't mind. I was just doing a bit of a test.
Yeah, thank you. I actually heard about that glitch too, so thanks.
Yeah. So do you just want me to leave?
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Yeah. Alright.
Because I'm streaming and yeah, it's just distracting.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Actually, do you want to be able to check out my room after the stream?
Yeah, I'm gonna check out a lot of rooms for sure. But
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Wick, but thank you for leaving.
Yeah. It's okay.
All right, thanks.
All right, bye.
Thank you. All right. So, now back to work. So we're moving this over, just trying to fix things up. All right. Okay. And it's because it's not even. That's why. It's not even. Great. That's all right. That's all right. It's fine. It's a really small thing, but I do need to line them up. Because I'm going to build a whole structure around it. Okay. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at my comments here. All right. Okay, so I think it's actually getting there. It's a little uneven. That's okay. That is okay. And I think that just has to do with like better grid structure. But that's all right. I can fix that later. So what I'm gonna do is that's actually gonna take some time, but that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and press dark, brown, go to wedge. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually gonna clone this. I'm gonna use this as my template. It's my guide. I'm gonna rotate this, and what I'm doing here is I'm trying to create a drape for my front here because it looks so flat, right? And I kind of want to give it some more dimension. So I'm gonna go ahead and go into create. Bring this in a little bit. All right, great. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this around. Okay, great. So now, as you can see, that actually looks a lot better. Because it's like breaking up the space a lot. It's like making it look really nice. So that's pretty good. I'm just gonna go ahead and bring this up just a little bit more, and I'm gonna drop down here. I'm gonna walk into the building. Looks really good. Looks really nice and open. Awesome. Awesome. Great. Okay. Now that I have that done, probably gonna create a porch area too. I'm gonna go ahead and basically use this as my my template as well. Like how far I have this here. Bring this down. Looking pretty good. And you know what I'm gonna do is I'm going to have like some wheels on the side here just to give it some decoration, and then I'm going to have like horses just sitting here. And I'll probably put like 2 costumes here, and they'll be like cowboy costumes with like, you know, holsters and stuff, or like a gun or something. But it'll be like really fun. I can't wait to get to that part. That's gonna be my one of my favorite parts. So all right, just dig it in here. Great. So what do you guys think about it so far? Do you guys like it? I'm gonna actually have like a big sign here. It's gonna say saloon. I'm gonna fix this little area because it's really bothering me. I'm sure it's bothering you too. And then what I'm probably gonna do is I'm probably gonna have another small thing here as well, similar to this, but it's gonna be a lot smaller, just so it breaks it up a little bit more. Oh, okay. So I just got a question about like how do you make a floor to walk on. So basically what this is it is a just a maker pen object, just like these are. But what I do is I'm gonna go ahead and press done here. I'm gonna go ahead and save this room real quick. This room, save. And what's gonna happen is like I'm gonna go ahead and create a object, and I'm gonna try to keep it as small as possible. Okay, so here it is. I like to create a small, like, kind of like this size, but you could actually, what you could do is actually you'd start from the really end over there and like just drag one all the way over. But I usually turn on flying when I do that. So if you don't know how to turn on flying, the easiest way to turn on flying is go to this room, go to setup, go to roles, and then go to everyone, and you can turn on flying here. So you can toggle, yes, you want people to fly. No, you don't want people to fly. Now, if you only want like certain members to fly, like your creator, your co-owner, and your host, you can actually set up roles by adding a role here. And I added a role like VIP, and then I allow that VIP to fly. And then I create, I go into this rooms, I go into permission, and I can set those. Like I want to have a VIP role, and you can set that by going into miscellaneous and going to auto assign game roles. So miscellaneous, assign game roles, and you can allow only yourself to fly, or your host, or somebody else. But you got to like type it in to do that, and you can remove roles as well. All right, to create, once you get your flying on, it makes it a lot easier. So you want to go ahead and I created a maker pen object, and then I'm going to go into scale, and I can scale this as much as I want to. So basically I'm just dragging and flying and scaling, as you can see here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it to the place that I want it to move it. So I can just move it down, just like this. And then I can go ahead and change colors. Now you have the recolor tool. I can just go over to the menu options here. We have edit, move, wire, recolor, create, rotate, configure, freeze, delete, clone, scale, and select. Now what you can do is like only wires for like gizmos and circuits, and you can only use that for that, but you can use recolor, and that's how you recolor. You just select the tool recolor, and then you select your recolor in your palette here. You can find your gadgets here, you can find your props, and in your settings you can have snap. Now if you don't have snap on and you're trying to like make this longer, you're gonna have a problem. But so always put on snap, and I like to use the 1 centimeter snap. So it just like fits better, works a lot better. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete this object here. There we go. Now if you want a player to spawn in your room, you can use whoops, hold on. Yeah, so you can use let's go ahead. You can use respawn points, which you can use let's go game chips, spawning players, respawn chip player, player hit chip if you're going to create a PvP map or a shot kill map. Yep, so that's what you could do there. But the easiest way to do it is to go back into props, dynamic. Alright, not in dynamic, it's in gadgets. Alright, you can use a welcome map, and that's what I do. So anybody that comes in this room will be spawned on this location. So like the actual location of the maker pen room is this right here, which is covered. They would have spawned there, but they now spawn here since I have the welcome map. So there you go. That's how you do that. Hope that helps. You're welcome. Alright, so I actually have been streaming for about 100 minutes, which is great. So I'm going to give this about like 10 more minutes, and then I'm going to show you guys the holiday room, the holiday special I've been working on. Actually, I'm just going to do that right now because I have been working on this for quite a bit, but I usually work a lot faster, and I'm alone. But yeah, so what I'm actually going to do with this room, I'm going to create like 3 more buildings. I'm going to add a lot more to this building here. Going to add some rooms as well, and some like a bar will be in here as well. And then there will be some swinging doors. I haven't put any doors in these houses yet because I'm going to have them, most of them decoration, so you can like walk through them. And you can make like for example, I'm walking right now and I'm going, but I can't go through this wall, right? The only way to make myself go through this wall is to make a decoration. So like you can go into configure, click on it. I can make it physical, which will like drop to the floor. If I go into decoration, I just made it decoration, so I'm gonna deselect that. Decoration, so I can just walk through it, as you can see. Like, I know how to make a pin on an object, but I can just walk right through this now because it's decoration. And decoration actually saves a lot of space on your rooms. Be surprised, but I can't climb the stairs because, you know, I can't climb the stairs because it's decoration. Now, I can change it back by going into configure and making it environmental again. Now, physical objects, when we talk about physical objects, yeah, deselect that. You go into create. This, right? Done editing. I'm going to configure that and make it physical. Done editing, and it just drops to the floor. So it's like, it has like physics to it. So you can like create like, you know, soccer balls, balloons, like whatever you want with it. It's pretty cool. So that's a good way of doing it. But they do cost more. So I usually don't do that. But I probably do that with tumbleweeds actually. But I'm not going to do that right now. I will show you tumbleweeds in my next stream. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys the holiday special. It's one of my favorites right now. I haven't showed anybody. If you guys checked out my RecNet, you would probably have a really good sneak peek of the holiday theme. It's pretty awesome. I love it so much. But all right, I'm gonna show you right now. I'm gonna go ahead and open up my watch, and then I'm gonna go to create room, which I'm gonna find my rooms. And base room is where you can get all the template maps here. But I'm gonna go to my rooms and I'm gonna go to Rec Holiday Special. Once I find it. Rec Holiday. Aha, here it is, guys. Let's go. Alright, I don't actually have a spawn point yet, but here is the Rec Holiday Special. I will hide the circuits. I'm going to go ahead and hide the circuits here. I can do that in my maker pen, actually. Go and open it up, settings, and go ahead and hide gadgets for me. So now I can't see them, which is great. So this is the holiday special. I'm going to be doing tutorials in here for probably tomorrow and some Monday and Wednesday, just refining them. And yeah, this is going to be the holiday special, and I'm just going to teach you like how to make cool little stuff for your holiday rooms. So this is, you guys get kind of like a sneak peek of this with me in this room. And if you guys have any questions, go ahead and you know, ask those questions now, because I'm going to end the stream pretty soon here. All right. So the thing is that how do you save space in your room? The best way to save space in your room is to try to create everything in one group as possible. Like, you can make a lot right now. I'm gonna go over that real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and go into snap 10 centimeters. All right. So right now I have a bunch of objects, right? I'm making a bunch of objects. All right, they're all in one group here. Now that I have fade on, I can turn off fade by going into settings and turning off fade. But this is all one object. So like I'm just like building a group object right sorry. Building a group object right now. Go ahead and done. and then I'm going to move, and you can see like this is just one group object, right? So what you want to do is you want to build as much as you want in there, as much as you can, so that you can save space in your room. Now, if you have a whole bunch of individual objects, like if I had this house here, if I had like these presents all individual, this tree, these bears all separate, which they are actually, but I'm not making this room super big, they take up a lot of space. Now, if I did it all in one big group, it would take up like maybe 13%. So like that's the thing, like you want to make sure that you're building in all one group so you can save your space. Tubes take up a lot, like other things can take up a lot too, so be careful about like what you use to build to save up more space. All right. Now if I was going to create, let's say I was creating a fence, for example, that's one of my shapes. I press done. I go ahead and create another shape. I press done. These are all different groups of shapes, and they take up a lot of space. So what you want to do is you make sure that when you start to create a shape, you just create as much as you can in that shape. Now, another way of saving space is saving space is to create decoration. So like this, for example, this is one shape. Not a lot of people are using this shape. So why do I need it to be physical or environmental? What I could do is just go and configure it and make it decoration. Now, that will save a lot of space. Like I can make these decoration, I can make these trees decoration, I can make the snowman decoration. Like I don't need those to be really highly detailed. If you want to do a bunch of bricks or rocks, for example, what you can do is like you could do a whole bunch of bricks and like do it on a different group and then make that whole group decoration and then make a solid environmental shape behind it. And that will help you save space and have a lot of detail in your room. So for example, if I went into like cube and I did these like shapes here, and this is like, these are a lot of shapes in one group, right? It takes up a lot, right? But what you can do is press done, go into configure, make this decoration, and then what you can do is go into create. I'm going to go into 1 centimeter and do like a small line in here and make this the environmental shape. So like you can't go through it because of this environmental shape, but on top of it, it's just decoration. So this saves you a lot of space. All right, I'm going to check out my comments real quick. Yeah, I reach out every once in a while, but I have to explain what I'm doing. Yeah, there's going to be some holiday stuff. Like you guys, if you guys go ahead and there's like holiday sweaters out right now. If you play bowling, you'll find the holiday sweater. There's like really cool stuff like that coming out. And I'm sure that there's going to be a lot more too. Also, if you can like make your own stuff as well in your own rooms as well, and go ahead and share them. And like a lot of people like to see those too. So how do you sculpt? Well, it's not that bad. Like when you're thinking about sculpting, you want to think about like what kind of the most simplistic shapes that you can see in a complex structure, and just try to basically outline those shapes and just like create something. So like this is a simple snowman, right? But when you go into it, you can see like this has a ball, like it's just right there. You just put it right there, and this is another one, and it's just basically kind of giving it some dimensions and like some cheekbones, and then like adding hair. Like, what does that look like, and how can you make that simple? Well, these are just kind of tilted, as you can see, to create these hair shapes, and that's kind of like sculpting. This is the best way to do that in Rec Room right now. Just try to take a complex shape and try to outline your shapes as much as possible, and just create those shapes with the tools and shapes that we have here. That's how this tree is created. This is how this is created, and you can see like when I go into this reef right here, go into edit, go into select. I'm gonna select this out right here. Deselect those. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and clone this. You can see that I use like a bunch of little spheres to create this comb, and I just kind of like wrapped it around each other to create that look, and then I put some snow on top of it just to give it like it was snowing outside. Same with like this lamp. Like you just use simple, like a cube, for example. Kind of gave that like that long shape sphere. I use uniform shapes to create those circles. Just dragging it over, just placing them in place here, and then like you can see that you can just use a square, a small square, which is just, oh wait, I'm on uniform shapes. We need to not be on uniform shapes. Oh wait, we don't want that here. And create these small square shapes, and it's just pretty. Like, you just take basic structure, kind of just like think about like what's the basic shapes there. It's like, oh, I see a kind of like a rectangle shape. Well, then you can draw out like kind of like the rectangle shape. Oh, and I see kind of a small kind of a long square shape, so you can draw that out. Oh, and I see some round shapes, so draw out the round shapes. Like, kind of put it together. Doesn't have to look exact, but just like kind of think about it in a way of circling simple shapes and complex shapes. It's a good way of learning how to draw stuff. So yeah, there you guys go. I'm gonna take a look at my comments now. Yay! I want to see the up house so bad. Whoop. Okay, so we'll have a new tool coming out. You can merge and merge shapes, and you can take shapes out of groups. That should be coming out at some point. So there you guys go. Alright guys, I think the questions are wrapping up here. Thank you for watching, you guys, and hopefully it helps you guys. I really hope so. I have actually seen some people actually use some of the stuff that I was building in the Midwestern map. That was really cool. I was really excited to see that. Yeah, so it was pretty interesting. But yeah, I can't wait to see what you guys come up with and what you guys are gonna make, especially for the holidays. Especially for like the event that's taking place at the moment. If you guys didn't know about an event, there's an event that's going on. And you can release a room, and you could have a chance of winning like $500 to $50, up to like 50 rooms. So if you guys don't have Discord, you can find that information on Discord or on againstgravity.com. All right, guys. It was good seeing you. It was nice hanging out with you too. Hopefully you learned a lot, and yeah, have a good one. I'm gonna go check out these rooms. All right, I'm gonna stop streaming. Have a good one, guys.